Hey, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we are looking at Auztralia with a Z instead of an S for the third letter. This is a game from Stronghold that kind of combines rail laying and train game mechanics with battling great old ones from the Cthulhu mythos. It's designed by Martin Wallace and is kind of an offshoot of his game A Study in Emerald, which was based on a short story by Neil Gaiman that I really love, that kind of threw together Victorian England and Lovecraft, so a fun theme overall. But this time we're going to be doing our little war thing here. And I've been playing the base game that's been out for a few years quite a lot. I have a separate review video of that if you want to check it out. But what I'll be showing you today is the upcoming Kickstarter content, at least the solo portion of it. And there's two different releases in the Kickstarter. First you have the Tazmania map, which is a double-sided map board. You're only seeing one prototype side right now. On the one side, you have a map that's better suited for 1 or 2 players, and the map in the main game kind of has all the dangerous stuff in the northwest and then becomes lighter and easier as you head down, whereas this one has terribleness in the middle. All of these big 3 tiles here are the nastiest great old one monsters you have, and it definitely gives the game a very different feel. Now, there's also a kind of blank map on the other side. I have not gotten to play that because they didn't send me all the components yet. But that one lets you randomize the map each time you play and actually has kind of like an exploration element that I think could be really cool, but again, didn't get the chance to show it. And I'm also going to be showing you some elements from the new Revenge expansion. And the big thing for that one is it allows one of the players to play as the old ones. In the traditional competitive or co-op experience for Auztralia, the old ones are just kind of an AI that everyone is fighting with, but here you can have a player actually control them. But it also allows some new wrinkles in solo, having an entire extra deck of nasty special abilities the enemies can bring to bear. And I'm going to do my normal format for Kickstarter videos. I'm going to start with an overview of the game's overall play, then I'll do a full solo playthrough, and I'll end with my impressions on the 2 new expansions. Again, if you want to hear my thoughts on the actual game itself, Auztralia, check out my separate review. So first you've got the main game board laid out. Again, this is the expansion Tazmania board. And there are a few important things to point out. First, there are 3 terrain types. You've got the yellow kind of cornlands over here. Usually monsters can't start on those spaces, but at the difficulty level I'm playing, they can. Ouch. Then you've got the hill spaces here. Old ones do not start there, but they're also very difficult for the player to traverse. And then finally, you've got these sort of orangish, reddish badlands, which is where a lot of the resources and monsters kind of congregate. And speaking of that, we've got old one tiles randomly seated around the board, level 1, 2, and 3. That gives a general approximation of their strength, and also determines their activation order by the AI deck. The 1s are going to attack us first, generally, then the 2s, and eventually maybe the 3s. And we've also got the 3 main resources on the board, gold, coal, and iron. Coal and iron are almost always used in a pair, one of each, to construct railways, kind of building your little empire. Whereas gold is a lot more varied in its use, although the main things are to buy military units, because you are going to fight these old ones, and also to have more flexibility in your action usage. And by the way, the board was completely randomly set up. It is a nice thing for variety for the game. You'll see there's like these little triangles, sort of Illuminati-ish symbols on some of the spaces. And what you do is you randomly deal out tiles like this onto those spaces, and they'll tell you both on the space itself and the surrounding hexes where old ones are placed, where resources are placed, all that kind of stuff. You'll see this little white circle, that's phosphorus, which is worth victory points and gold in the base game, but in this map there is none of it. You can just get the 3 resources already mentioned. Now, the other major element of the game is each player's board, and solo, of course, it does have one. On the left, we've got our HQ with our player cubes and discs. We'll get to those when we get to combat and actions. The warehouse holds our starting resources, 2 coal, 2 iron, 4 gold in this hardest difficulty setting. Over here, we've got spots to hold our combat units when they're attacking, and our eastern barracks is where our combat units sit when they're not attacking. In the normal game, you would start with none, but with the new Revenge expansion, because the AI has been boosted, you get the little bonus of having 2 infantry, the weakest unit, at the start of the game. That Revenge expansion also gives you outposts that you can put out on your rail network to give you better defenses against the enemies. We'll see those as we get into playing. But perhaps the most important part of your player board are these action options up here. Each of them has a number in the bottom left corner, which indicates how much time it takes to resolve that action. We'll get to that in a second. But additionally, as you choose actions, you'll put your player cubes onto those actions, and this means that it now becomes more expensive to use that action a second or third or fourth time. Every time you put a cube onto a space that already has at least one cube, you have to pay as much gold as the number of cubes that were already there, or you can't take the action. But this action all the way over here with the hand and the cubes will clear them all away for one time and get you back to being able to put things again. You also have this 5-card offer of personalities that can help you out during the game. And again, in the Revenge expansion with the tougher AI, I get to pick one for free. So let's see, I almost always get an airship and she'll give me a free damage automatically. This guy gives me a free damage for artillery. Very important to have good military in this solo mode because they attack you a lot. This guy can kill a unit to do 2 damage, not nearly as good as those two. Victory points for corn or some free resources. Ooh, that's really good. But for now, let's start with this free damage. I like to get those to boost up my combat. And anytime you take a card, you slide everything to the right, and you draw a new one. Here we've got a guy that'll help us defend our port, our kind of home base better. And the last really important element I want to show you is the time track. As I already said, with the player board, each action costs a certain amount of time. You move your little token along the track. In, again, the hardest difficulty I'm playing on, I start on the 4 space, so I've already lost 4 potential time units worth of actions I could have taken. And the player who's currently acting in the game is the one whose disc is furthest back, or in the case of a tie, who is on top, who got there second. And you'll see there is this purple disc here that represents the old ones, and they are inactive at the start of the game. They won't move, they won't summon, they won't do anything. But once you pass them and get the time unit 23 and onwards, they'll start taking turns until they pass you, you'll pass them, and you'll see some of the spaces are light and some are dark. In the original solo mode, only the light spaces mattered for the AI. They would have them resolve these cards. That still happens. But additionally now, the dark spaces have random draws from this Mythos deck that makes things tougher too. And to finish our little overview, the game ends whenever I reach or pass this 53 time space. If before that happens, the old ones destroy my port, my home base, which didn't have any special powers in the original game, but in the Revenge expansion, it gets a big boost. If they destroy that, I lose immediately. But otherwise, after we reach the end of the game, I compare my victory points to the old ones. They generally get victory points for tiles that are still on the board, and they get double points for tiles that were never flipped. So I have to somewhat aggressively go out and find out who these guys are, or I can't win the game generally. And I get victory points for defeating the enemies. They each have this little purple value in the bottom left. And some personalities will get me victory points. I'll get victory points for farms I put down, unless the old ones destroy them. That's the basic gist of things. And there is this whole system of combat where you draw cards and your units try to fight them off before they go insane. But that's sort of its own separate subset of mechanics within the game. So once we get to our first battle, I'll explain how all that works. So there you go, that's the overview. Let's get into our playthrough. Alright, so going to start the playthrough of Auztralia, and a lot of the stuff you're going to see is exactly the same in the core game. I'll call out things that are new or different with one of the 2 expansions. And of course, the biggest one is that this map does not exist in the core game, and is a tougher one and more specifically built for solo and 2-player play. So the first thing I have to pick is where my port is going to go. That'll determine what I'm closest to in terms of resources on the board, in terms of enemies I might want to attack, but also enemies who can attack me. And in the core game, you have specific spots you can go to, but here I can go anywhere that doesn't have anything on it, resources or tiles, that is next to the ocean. So look in, our biggest concentrations of resources are here and up there. Now the thing is, if I went here, it's just coal, which is kind of useless without iron. Whereas up here, it's much more balanced. And they're both pretty dangerous. I've got a ton of 1s and some 2s right here. And then up here, also some 1s and 2s. I mean, over here might even be the safest, but there's the fewest resources. So I'm thinking I like over there. It's close to a lot of iron and coal and gold, and a couple of 1s I can attack very quickly and try to defeat early before they become active. The 2s might be a problem. We'll try to survive. And the thing is, the 1s will generally activate first, so I should have a lot of time for all of these guys to wake up before these 2s will come knocking on my door. And I'm on time 4. The old ones aren't going to activate until time 22, so I have a while to prepare and build up. And the main actions we have, you can build rail. These are 2 spaces, 2 time and 3 time. This one lets you build on those green hill spaces, which is why it costs 1 more time. But either way, it costs 1 coal and 1 iron. These are for when you reach those resource spaces you saw. For one time, you can pick up all the resources on a given hex that you've reached with your rail system. This one for a time gets you one of those personalities from the offer. This one lets you build farms, which get you an immediate gold, great for getting units for combat and stuff, and also worth victory points at the end if the old ones haven't blown them up. This one recruits military units, and with the new outpost from the Revenge expansion, you can also put one of those down on your rail network and help to defend yourself. Import-export lets me get coal and iron and or sell it for gold. Attack, as you can imagine, attacks, and you already saw that one gets all our cubes back. So early on, I probably want to get some personalities, build some rail, maybe get some farms, and clearly buy some better units, because just some infantry are not going to cut it. And the big one I want to get are airships. I've got Juliet Verne, kind of a play on Jules Verne, I guess. She's going to get me free damage if I have an airship. And the other nice thing is ground units. These three guys, they cost 1 time to bring into battle for each type you bring. But airships are free, so if I attack with just my infantry or my infantry and an airship, it would cost 1 time either way. So clearly a good one to buy early. And honestly, looking here, why don't I just buy an airship and try to destroy this guy right away? Because I'd like to build my rail right in there instead of kind of circuitously going around. So to that end, action 1, I am going to go here, spend 4 gold. The cost of an airship is 4. You also have armored trains, which are great against big monsters, but can only attack on your rail network. The rest of these guys can kind of go off the train a bit and attack elsewhere. Armored cars can go pretty far. They kind of work well with infantry. And then artillery are great at blowing up the nastiest nasties. And I take an airship and I put it right in my barracks. This 4 hex symbol shows how far they can go off your rail network, because you don't actually have the units on the board. Instead, your rail network kind of defines the outreach of your empire, and this is how far they can go off the rail, whereas infantry can only go 1. So I could really do a long-range bombardment. And the little black shield 2 value there is how much damage they can take. 1 hit, they're fine. 2, they're done. And that was a 1-time action, so we go to 5. And why waste time? Let's see what awaits us. We're going to attack. It has an X time value because, like I said, each of these 3 unit types, no matter how many of them you bring of a given type, each costs 1 time. So if I brought infantry, an armored car, and artillery, again, no matter how many, it would cost 1 for each. But the airship costs 0, so if I'm bringing my infantry and my airship, it'll cost me 1 time. And I use the lowest value for how far they can go off my rail network, which is non-existent. I haven't built any railway yet, which is 1. So that cost me 1 time again, and I can only go 1 hex away from my base, which will be this guy, and I'll flip him. And oh my gosh, it's like the easiest enemy ever. 0 victory points for killing him, 1 defense, zombie. Yeah, that guy's gonna be done. So combat is all card-driven with this big deck of cards, and what you do is you flip 1 card at a time, and you find the type of guy you are fighting, and you'll see a bunch of stuff. On the left is the good stuff for the player. If it shows a unit type that you brought to the battle, you deal as much damage as the icon shows. So like, if I had brought artillery to attack a temple, I would do 2 damage because there's 2 artillery. If I brought both artillery and airships to fight these corrupted soldiers, I would get 1 damage for the artillery, 1 damage for the airship. Doesn't matter how many I brought, it's just the fact that I have that type present. But on the right side is what happens to you, and there's really 3 results here. A purple cube means you freely assign 1 damage to a unit there, so you can spread it out and try to keep people from dying as long as possible. If there's an airship symbol, an airship specifically takes damage, and that's like often because of Migo or corrupted soldiers with guns that can shoot up at airships, so they can be a bit more vulnerable. And then finally, you have this little sanity symbol. You start each combat with 3 sanity, so it always comes back after each combat. And as you suffer sanity symbols, you lose it. Going down to 0 is fine, but if you take another sanity, you automatically lose the battle. And losing a battle isn't a big deal, your units just have to retreat, but for any units that are damaged when you are defeated in battle, they die automatically. Although, any time before you flip a card, you can choose to withdraw either all your airships, all your ground forces, or everybody, so you can get your damaged people out of there before they can get finished off. But that was a bit of explanation for a very simple battle. I have infantry, this guy has 1 life, so he is dead. Both my people have 2 health, so they won't die from the 1 damage. 1 sanity won't take me out, because I need to suffer 3 and then 1 more. So this guy's just dead from that card. And I get him for his victory points, which are 0. Whoopee. But more important is I now have a free path to get those iron resources, maybe come down here to the hill and get those coal resources, then get over here to this Boku little spot for iron and gold. Excellent. And to that end, I'm actually going to do a hill rail action, which costs 3 time. Uses up 1 of my coal and 1 of my iron out of my starting 2 of each. So 1, 2, 3 time. I'm 12 or 13 away from the old ones activating. And rail tokens always start from your port, and you always put them across hex sides. So here I can build into hills. I could do that and that, but you know what? I think it makes more sense to do that and that, right? I just realized I fought over a space I might not care about because this is a better one. Although I'll probably go up there eventually to at least take care of that guy so he's not just a little thorn in my side later. But I've got some awesome places to harvest resources from in a second. You know what? Why waste time? Because there's 2 of these spaces. Let's go 1 time, 2 time. And I'll grab all of the stuff. So I am good to build railways and get some more units for a while now. But I'd still like more money to get something even better. So let's go ahead and do a personality. We've got Ronald or Donald McDonald over here. I can use him whenever I want during my turn. That's what 1 use means. Then I just discard him. But here I'll get 2 iron, 2 coal, and 2 gold. The gold is what I care the most about. Although I almost forgot, one of the expansion rules is I can ditch somebody from the line and refill before I take one. I don't want to kill my own units to get 2 damage, as fun as that might be. So let's see, place 2 farms of your choice, still earning 1 gold per farm. That would just save me a little bit of time, but really not that great. So yeah, I'll still take Donald McDonald. And Lady Carter will let me get coal. I don't really need that, so we're going to use this guy right away to get 2 of each resource. Now, I'm thinking I'd like to get an outpost down to help me survive when these guys start attacking. But how you place one of those is by paying 2 gold whenever you buy a unit. Maybe I do import-export, sell some of my coal and iron. I have too much, get 2 more gold, then buy artillery. Yeah, artillery and an outpost, that would not be too bad. Let's do it. So I'll go here, import-export. For 1 time, I can do this action twice. Take an iron or coal from the supply, or sell an iron or coal I have for 1 gold. In this case, because it's good to keep them even, I'm going to sell 1 of each, get 2 gold overall. That brings me to time 13. Still a bit of time left. But I'm going to spend 2 more to build some more rail. On this other rail space that only takes 2 time, still costs 1 iron and 1 coal, but I can't build on hills. The outposts I mentioned building kind of become beacons for enemies to attack, but they also help me defend. And I like to kind of put them as far into enemy lines as I can so that the enemy attack them instead of going for the farms I might build later. So let's do 1 there, and then, do I care about this iron? Yeah, I guess I do. And I could build farms, but that seems a little premature to me. So I'm going to spend 1 time to get everything cleared and be ready to take some more actions. Brings me to 16. And let's not waste time. I'm going to put down for 1 time my outpost and get an artillery for 7 gold total. I've cleaned myself out. You can see how close time is creeping over there. And the outpost has to go on my rail network. I'm going to put it right here. You can't see them, but there's a bunch of nasties right below this. And what's that, everybody? You want some devastation? I'm going to give you some devastation. I'm going to spend a time, bring me to 18 to get a personality. First, I'll get rid of the cornfield person because I'm not really putting any of my rail in corn. And who comes out? Zhu Zhang. Your airships can take 3 damage before they are eliminated. Ooh, that might be a good one to get. But the one I was looking at is Bombardier Milligan. If I have artillery present, inflict 1 damage automatically per combat. Going along with Juliet Verne, if I bring both of my big nasty things I bought, there'll be 2 damage off the bat in every fight. Oh, I just remembered. The zombie would have been dead immediately, wouldn't he, from her ability? Well, made that guy even more of a pushover. Let's see. Dagmar Crafts. You can double up on the placement of 1 type of farm. What that refers to is farms can be placed with the farm action on your rail network on any empty spaces. But with a single farm action, you can only place 1 farm of each terrain type, up to 1 farm of each terrain type. So, for example, like if this was here, I could do 1 cornfield farm there, 1 cow farm here, 1 sheep farm there. But Dagmar would partially ignore that limitation, letting you do 2 of a given kind. Pretty nice. Alright, I gotta figure out what else I want to do, because I only have a little bit of time left. I'm thinking I might want to do some attacks on these 2 guys, because until the AI has been reached, their enemy units won't move. But once they've been reached, anybody I reveal will immediately start coming at me to attack. So, maybe I blast one of them and see what happens? Oh, sure, let's try it. So, 2 time to attack. Because this is a level 2 enemy, so I'm going to bring my artillery, my infantry, and my airship. 1, 2 times, 0 for the airship. Oh gosh, running out. And I guess I'll go for the 1 protecting iron, although I don't know if I'll need it. What are you? Oh, so a 6 life, 6 victory point Shoggoth. My artillery should be good against them. My infantry and airship, maybe not so much. And there's a good chance I won't fully defeat them in this combat, but again, you can run away and the damage stays on them. And they won't be activating for a while, so I can even wait for them to come to my outpost and just slam them. So first, right off the bat, let's use Juliet and Milligan to hit him for 2 damage. And here, we'll move my friend over here so you can see my units as well. Let's see how this goes. So first, he just causes a loss of sanity. Then my airship deals a damage, but so does he. I don't think Shoggoths ever do automatic damage to airships, so I should be free to kind of damage each of them once. Okay, nothing on this card. 1 damage if I have infantry, but 1 damage to one of mine. I'll put it on the infantry. I don't think I'm going to kill him. Well, let's go for 1 more card. Ah, man, if I had armored trains, I would have blasted him. Come on, where's my artillery attack? Oh, no. All right, I'm going to run away because 1 more damage will damage my airship, and then I also lose a sanity, and if I stay, then any more damage will kill somebody, and they're very hard to get back. So we all run away, but he's got 4 damage, and I think in the next fight I'll kill him immediately, right, with my artillery and airship power. All right, yikes, yikes, I have very little time left. Let's import-export to get 2 more gold. That puts us nearly on top of them, and I think I'm going to get all my stuff back. That puts us on them, but remember, until we move off of them, if we're on top, we're still active. I don't have enough gold to buy a good unit. I'm going to get a personality. I'm eyeing the 3-life airship lady. Let's see, I definitely don't need more coal, so let's get rid of Lady Carter. So we get Kapina Alika. If your farm is attacked, you can defend it by taking an immediate attack action. That's actually really nice, except with the expansion giving you the outpost, that's better because that gives you a free attack action. And this guy's ability is not free, it still costs time, but the outpost defense literally makes you spend no time no matter how many units you bring. So yeah, still going to go for my airship riveter there. And we got Yvette with 4 iron, also not going to cut it this time. But we have passed the AI, so now things get a bit more interesting. We see how they activate. They're going to move 1 up at a time. Whenever they reach one of the lightly colored spaces, they're going to flip the topmost card of this pile. These are in increasing difficulty, and most do exactly this. It says, reveal the old one in the lowest numbered hex. Now, in the original map, each hex has a number, but in Tazmania, you instead go by the columns from left to right. And first you will reveal all the level 1s that are out. Then if there are no level 1s, instead you'll reveal level 2, and so on. So here we go into this far-flung one over here. And oh, lucky for us, some of these are kangaroos. There's just nothing there, nothing nasty. He's not like a Shoggoth kangaroo, he's just a little bouncy boy. So this is just discarded. There was no enemy there. Now at the end of the enemy turn, after playing that card, if there are any face-up units on the board, you draw 2 cards, and if that unit's type has a little white circle behind it, so this one moves nobody, this one would move Cthulhu, and Migo, and a corrupted officer. That type of enemy will move 1 space when this card is drawn toward the closest one of your targets. An outpost, a farm, a port, and if there's a tie of where they might go, they use this little thing, which corresponds to a little hex guide on the side of the board. But the kangaroos just hopping off to feel free and friendly. So we're going on to them still being active. On a dark space, they get to reveal a Mythos card after they've done that 2-card movement. So here, nobody's moving. And again, this is from the Revenge deck. Otherwise, you just have the light space cards. There's another random assortment of 15 cards, 5 of difficulty 1, 2, and 3. And this one is not bad at all. Hounds of Tyndalos. Eliminate 2 personality cards from the available display. This might actually help me because I get to, kill off some ones that I don't care too much about. So let's see. I don't care about 4 iron. And I don't care about that free attack action from the farm. So we'll just fill in. Corporal Jones. Undo the last old one card drawn and withdraw from combat. So you can fight on when you might die and then just run away. Captain Flounder, ooh, take 1 military unit of your choice for free. Are you kidding me, buddy? And I'm back in the driver's seat because I'm behind them, so I can do a 2-time action and then they'll go, or do 1 and then 1 again. Oh, wait a second. What am I talking about? There was a Shoggoth just waiting over there. Did he move? 1 card, 2 cards, not for either of those, and then the second turn, no, and wow, he actually did not move at all. Okay. Well, let's see, I know that guy's going to die. I'm not even really worried about him. I think I might attack this level 1. And I don't want to waste too much time, so let's just bring my infantry and my airship again. I don't think I need the artillery. Although, the artillery gives me +1 automatic damage, so never mind. Let's do it that way, so I'll do 2 damage right off the bat. And that'll be enough. Zombie, you are dead. Artillery bombardment, airship bomb, you're gone. And you might ask, why am I even wasting time blowing up these easy guys? But those AI cards that reveal enemies in some ways help you, because remember, the victory points on each enemy, they go to the AI if they survive, and if they're still face down, still unrevealed, they are doubled. So if I can get rid of like the 1s and the 2s, the chafe, as it were, then the 3s will flip earlier, and they won't get double their power, although they might, of course, kill me. Alright, but let's see, I've got one time before they go again. Oh man, I really want that take one military unit of your choice thing. Oh, but I already used that action. You know what, let's import-export again, sell some coal and iron. I want to get enough gold to buy an armored car, and then I can use Captain Flounder to get an armored train, and I'll have the full kind of combined arms approach that I can possibly achieve. But that means the old ones are in control again. They're going to do one of the light spaces, probably revealing somebody. And indeed they do. And they reveal in the columns from left to right and then from top to bottom. So it'll be, oh, this is not great. So temples can be a little bit difficult to kill, but the big problem with this guy is there are lots of the AI cards that'll summon new units over here, which means even if they don't attack me, more victory points for the AI in them just being alive. So, that's a long way to rail travel over to kill that, but I might want to. But there's a 3 in the way. I don't know about this. But before we get to that, let's move our friend. Oh, the Shoggoth is coming, and the closest thing he can get to, stay over there, Iron, is my outpost. But here's why the outposts, which again are from the Revenge expansion, are crazy good. I get to fight with every one of my units for free, no time expenditure, doesn't have to use the action space, and it has 2 life on its own and can fight as an infantry unit if I didn't have one. So in this case, I'll just say I brought my airship and my artillery, and boom, boom, you only need 2 more damage. You are done, buddy. All right, then the AI moves down again. They would try to move first, but they can't, and then they'll flip one Mythos card. Oh, yuck. Draw 3 unused level 1 old ones and place face down on the 3 closest empty Outback hexes to your port. Are you kidding me, man? Ouch. I'm not sure if unused means resources or not. I'm gonna assume that it means they can have resources there or rails, but I'm not 100% sure. And I guess the last one would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's one further away. So there we go. And man, I tell you, ouch, that just made things very, very complicated if I want to get a lot of those higher value guys revealed. And let's see, I'm getting control again. I do not like that. I'm going to clear all this away for my first time, and then passing the AI, I'm going to grab and use Captain Flounder and get that armored train, because that's also 0 time to attack with, just like the airship, and it has 3 life. The big weakness of it is it's a train, and it can't leave your train tracks at all. It can't just fly away. So I need to have the monsters on my train track, or, on my outpost or port if they attack me there, and then I can just destroy them. And I forgot, I could have taken away some people. I don't think I need 2 farms. And now who comes out? Alonzo Castro. When an old one attacks one of your farms, it takes 2 damage. Again, I'm not worrying about farms too much right now. And 4 gold from the supply. Now that I might care about. That sounds pretty good. Alright, and the old ones, doing one of their cards. Oh, but no new enemies. Assassinations. Remove the 2 rightmost personality cards and draw replacements. So, Ivan and Dagmar, bye-bye. We get Mrs. Bradshaw. Victory point for every 3 rail you've laid. And Kitchener, take 1 personality card from the display. Which might seem kind of weird, but don't forget he hangs out until you want to use him on your turn. So you can grab him, clear out the slots, and maybe somebody amazing will show up. And still nobody can move. The temple, of course, does not move, so I'm just going to draw a Mythos card. Abhoth, draw 2 unused level 1 old ones and place face down on the 2 closest empty Outback hexes to your port. I just did this! Oh, my lord, oh my lord. I guess all of these are equidistant, so I can probably choose. So I think I might go that way to try to get the temple, so sure, we'll do that and that. Oh my gosh, there's so many enemies. Okay, what am I going to do? This might be a little foolhardy. I think I'm going to attack the level 3, and then if he is super hard, I can retreat after I've damaged him some, have him come to my outpost, get a free attack against him again, and that'll free me up to build some rail out toward the temple if I care. I guess I care. Alright, so what do I want to bring? Can't bring the train because it's not on my train path. That's free. It's a level 3. I'm definitely going to bring my artillery and my infantry, so that'll be 2 time units. That leapfrogs me over the AI, so they'll get 2 turns again. And please don't be Cthulhu. Please just be like a kangaroo. That'd be fine. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's not necessarily great, because you do need victory points to beat them, so just facing a whole bunch of nothing and wasting, 2 time, why did I spend 2 time, whatever. Oh, but darn, this 1 is in the way of me just building tracks straight through. Am I really going after this temple? I don't know. But anyway, AI, draw a card. Reveal a dude. And we're not getting to the new ones yet. It's Amigo. Super easy to kill, but they tend to move very far. Although, if they get to my outpost, I'll just automatically kill them with the 2 free damage. So they're basically a non-entity. And they immediately get 2 movement draws. That's a yes, and that's a no. And this or this would get them equally close toward my outpost. So just to show you, the 5 here corresponds to that hex, which is not one of the 2 hexes it wants to go in. And the arrow is going counterclockwise, so the first one they would reach is 3. Which means they'll go here. Not a big deal here where they're coming toward my outpost, but when you're trying to defend your farms and things, then it can matter a whole bunch. And the AI moves down again. And before they draw the Mythos card, they try to move. There's another one. And now they have only one choice that's fastest. And Mythos, Biaki, move the old one closest to your port or outpost 2 spaces toward the target. Oh no, he's coming. He's dead. Alright, so it'll be my turn again. Should I try to do an attack? I mean, who could I even bring that far? Only my airship? Only my airship, people? Come on now. Well, actually, that brings up an idea. The armored car can travel too. So let's go ahead and spend my first time to go here, and I will buy it for 3 gold. So now I have every single unit type, and some of my guys can go a little bit farther. And I could spend an action to get all this stuff back. Or I could just go to the attack space and spend 1 gold since 1 cube is already there. That'll take me 1 past the AI to time 31, and I can fight again. Because yeah, I'm only spending 1 time unit, do an armored car, and my airship for 0. And then go up to 2 away, which 1, 2 will get this guy. What are you, buddy? Oh, no. I'm very upset about this, because guess who is terrible at fighting temples? Airships and armored cars literally have no results that will damage them. You really need artillery and infantry, which I have, but they ain't close enough. Oh, this is bad. Darn it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see if we can get any damage on this guy. Juliet Verne will do 1. Nice job. And let's see. Okay, in infantry, we lose 1 of our 3 sanity. We lose 2 of our 3 sanity. We do nothing. We do 2 more damage with airships. Woohoo! So we're taking no damage, but 2 out of our 3 sanity, so we'll have to leave pretty soon. 2 damage for artillery. That would have been good. 2 damage from artillery again. Okay, 1 damage on us. I'll put it on the armored car. Let's keep going. No infantry. 2 more from artillery. Yes. I need 1 more. I'm sorry, I probably should be showing you my board. I gotta remember that. So the armored car can take 1 more, but I have the airship ready to tank 1 damage. And we don't lose when we lose our last sanity. We would have to take 1 more. So I should be safe until they damage me again or do sanity damage again. Come on, give me another airship. No. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, yeah, nothing. Okay. Last sanity. So if I go fully insane, anyone who's damaged will die immediately. So, actually, you know what? I don't have to stop yet, do I? I can just pull off the armored car, because remember, you can retreat all of your ground units or air units or both at the end of any little combat draw. And now I'm safe to take 1 more sanity or 1 damage, and there's 1 damage. Okay, never mind, I'm done. But that was about 1 billion times better than I had any right to draw. And ooh, if I attack again with my airship, 1 automatic damage, I'll just blast that guy to smithereens. And by the way, the circle token is 5 damage, so he's taking 5 out of his 6. So let's see if I can blow that thing up before it summons anybody. What's their new card? Oh, Assassination again, okay. So it's Alonza and Corporal Jones. Oh, don't take Lord Blackstock. I want that 3 gold. Timothy Brassey. Build 2 rail without expending time. Ooh, that is really good. And then Long Range Outback Camp. Inflict 2 damage on any 1 face-up old one. I don't know if that's too useful. So I'd really love to get both of them. And no AI to move again, just temples. Let's go to our Mythos draw. Star Vampire. You'll see this little symbol here. That means this hangs out until it is relevant, so I would have to take 1 damage automatically in the next combat if that happens, and then it's discarded. So, if I can find a way to attack that temple and blow it up automatically with my airship, the 1 damage wouldn't even matter. That would be nice. So yeah, to that end, let's clear all these away. That'll put me on top of the AI, and then I'm going to attack with just my airship. So that's 1, even though the airship is free to attack with, you still have a minimum of 1 time, so I'll go over there. And the Star Vampire tries to tear the airship down, pings it for 1 damage, but then Juliet Verne puts paid to this temple. It is dead, 1 damage is all it needed, and the airship is fully healed, so there we go. Okay, AI card. Another old one, let's see if it's not a temple this time. Let's see, this is the next column with 1s. What, another kangaroo? I'm happy, but oh my gosh, there's so many 1s to reveal. I have to attack these 3 on my own or they'll never go away. That means still nothing moving, wow. But for the Mythos card, Servitor of the Outer Gods. Summon at 1 face-up temple. Draw randomly from unused level 3 old ones. Place it face up. Because I couldn't kill the temples, I have to face an extra level 3. No! My last level 3 was a kangaroo. Can good luck struck twice? Actually, kind of. 6 life zombie is not nearly the worst that could have come out of that. Now remember, the light-colored cards that reveal guys come before movement, but the dark-colored Mythos cards come after movement, so that's actually the end of the AI turn, and I'm going to get to go again before this guy might move. Let's see, I want to get that railway guy, I think, right? Timothy Brassey. So that'll put me on top of the AI at time 34. I get to build 2 rail. I still have to spend iron and coal. Oh, and I guess I'll get rid of these guys as well. I don't want them. I just want that gold guy. Ooh, he heals 1 damage from one of your units. And remove an old one temple along with any old ones on it. Do not score victory points. What? Oh man, where were you all my life? I could have used you to blow up that thing a billion years ago. Well, that calls that calls into question everything I was planning to do. Yeah, it's interesting. I took the rail, dude, so I guess I'll still build the rail, but now I don't need the rail. What the heck? Well, there might be another temple coming out. I don't know. Do I still move over there? Actually, you know what? As dumb as it is, I want to be able to get that girl to blow up a temple, maybe, and I want to be able to attack again. So I think I'm going to spend the other time before the AI goes again to clear my stuff. Okay, they're going to 35. Reveal an old one. This guy is far away. Zombie, they are not very fast. So we're just looking for zombie movement. None and none. They don't tend to move a lot, as you can imagine. Okay, and then to 36. We do movement again before Mythos. No zombie, no zombie. And Nyarlathotep, move your player disc forward 2 spaces on the time track. You are jerks. So I guess this is happening. I'm revealing another guy. Let's see what friend the zombie has. Oh, a Shoggoth. And nobody's moving, and nobody's moving. Okay. Then we check again for their next move. Oh, both moving. And let's see, the tiebreaker is 5, counterclockwise. No, clockwise again. So this guy will reach 1 first, so will this guy. And this guy will go here first. He's not on the temple to blow up anymore. The second card also has the Shoggoth going with a 6 clockwise. Which means he's going to hang out with the zombie. Alright, it's my turn again. Do I want to go blasting that temple? Yeah, I mean, I think I want the 5 victory points, right? So, it might be a terrible idea, but let's do this for 2 time and use up my last coal and iron. And there we go. So we'll do that to get within 1 range. I'm actually going to start building into some corn spaces, because at the end of the game, once I might be safe, I'm going to try to build some farms for extra victory points. If I get the chance. No event. No. See, I actually don't like that. Because I want to flip those enemies for free from these cards. So every time I get assassination or no event, that's like terrible, because now they'll get double victory points if I don't attack them myself. But our Moaning and Shoggy friends are still going. Shoggoth moves. Now let's see, it's 4 clockwise, so it would reach there first. And then, zombies move. 1 counterclockwise, so they want to go straight up. And this guy wants to go down here. He's only got 1 path now because they can't go through the lake. What would be really bad is if some of these guys reached me on the same turn. I would not like that. And they're moving again for the Mythos card. Nothing. And nothing. But what is the Mythos card? Eliminate 1 personality from the available display? I mean, who even cares? Okay, thanks, Hunting Horror. It's way better than, adding 50 enemies. I still like having the Temple Lady just in case. I guess the take a personality guy kind of matters the least. We reduce time point cost for attacking by 1 to a minimum of 1 time. That's actually really good. All right, you know what else is really good? Blowing up a temple. We're going to do it for 2 times, so that'll put us past the AI. We're going to bring our infantry, our airship for free, and our artillery. Those are all the ones who are good at attacking these things. Here it is, 5 life, weaker than the last one. And this time I get 2 free damage for my artillery and my airship. Let's bring it over. All right, and 2 damage right off the bat from the artillery. Only has 1 left, does 1 damage to us. And I forgot, my airships can take 2. I got that upgrade card. All right, and 1 more damage to us. We'll put it on my 3 damage airships. Another damage to us. What are you doing to me, guys? And there we go. Airship finishes them off. The sanity won't matter. But time is getting short, and there are like a billion enemies still on the board. I don't know if I can win this. Okay, let's see. Reveal the old one in the lowest numbered hex. Ooh, yes, sometimes you give bonuses. We haven't seen any of these, but I step back 1 on the time track, so I'll actually be the active player after this. Let's see, there's another friend in this. What? Another kangaroo? How many? I don't even know if there are as many tiles. Wow. But before we go back to our turn, let's see if the zombies and Shoggoth move. Shoggoth does. And let's see, he has 2, so he wants to go there first. And then they all move. So these guys don't have a choice. But he's going 5 that way, so that becomes the first tiebreaker. Don't forget, I'm not really worried about them attacking my outpost unless like they all come at once, because all my guys get to fight for free when they get there, and I've got 2 health to put on it, so bring it on, buddies. And now because of a time bonus, I think I need gold to attack more often. I think. Or do I want the guy who gives... Well, yeah, let's try this. So I'm going to get Lord Blackstock and get the 4 gold, mainly because it'll let me take actions more than once before I have to, do the little clearing thing. And then to that end, let's go ahead and do an attack for 1 gold since the cube is already there. I think I want to smash some of these 1s so the 2s can be more valuable to me with their reveals. So this guy's on the rail track. That means I can bring my armored train for 0 time, my airship for 0 time, and I just want to spend 1 time otherwise, so, Armored car and infantry tend to shoot at the same things, but armored car kind of does a little bit better, whereas the armored train will do about the same damage as the artillery, so I think that's a nice kind of mixed approach, not knowing what this is. I mean, there's like a 98% chance it's a kangaroo, right? Oh, it's a temple? Why didn't I bring the infantry? Gosh darn it! I didn't bring artillery either. I don't even know if the train can attack that. Gosh, dang it. Blah, blah. All right, well, I only get 1 free damage from my airship. Let's bring it over. I don't know if I've ever seen so many temples, but I guess I haven't seen so many kangaroos either, so maybe it all balances out. 1 sanity, airship does 1 damage, infantry's not there, 1 damage. Okay, so bloop, and we'll hurt them. All right, keep on going, another damage. Put it on my train. Artillery, darn it, another damage, put it on the armored car. Another damage, put it on my train. Infantry and a sanity, this is not going well at all. Infantry, nothing. Infantry, a damage and a sanity, so we are down to 1 sanity. Gosh, this was terrible. Oh no, not that guy, that would kill him. Let's do that. Okay, so we're running away. We are running away. Darn it. All right, and this time they go into a dark space first, so they'll move and then do Mythos. Let's see who makes it in. Just a Shoggoth. I'm glad that they came in kind of different waves. So this guy's going to be here. We have 1 more card to draw. Hopefully I'll remember. But I mean, come on, I get to use all my units. This guy's going to be dead in like 2 seconds, right? I mean, yeah, artillery kills him, 2 damage, who cares? An airship, he's dead, bye! Okay, and second move card, no zombies, so they're still staying put. Doles or doles, remove 2 of your rail links! Whew. Well, thank God that I already got that temple and don't really need to go out this far anymore, I don't think. Alright, then this comes down, and they get 1 of their last of these. Ooh, reveal an old one, then it moves for 6 cards worth, just affecting it, so this is one that can, like, fast-track an enemy right in your face. Although, considering this is number 1... Oh, Migo, they probably will reach me. So again, these 6 movement only affect the Migo, then we do our regular 2 movement. So that is 0. Okay, oh my gosh. There's 1 move, 2 move, and nothing. And my outpost is straight up, so he's 2 away. Then we get to our 2 regular move for the turn. Nobody moves. And, oh, zombies and Migo moves. So this guy's here. We'll fight that guy. I'm sure he'll do super well. And the last zombie is 5 counterclockwise, so he'll... Oh, no, it'll be with Amigo. Now, to be fair to this zombie, he does have 6 life. But I'm taking 2 of it right off the bat, and I've got about 1 billion guys. Let's see, 1 damage from my airship. Nothing. 2 damage total. So he's got 2 left. I got to damage something. Lose a sanity. And 2 more damage, that's it. I know I got that gold, but I don't want to spend too much of it, so let's clear all this away for my first time and try to finish off that temple for my second. And I'm just going to bring the airship, and that's right, I can bring the train, I guess, and the artillery, and with the 2 free damage, that'll bring him down to 2 life left. I got to imagine he will not survive. So here we go, poop to 4 total. And, oh, yeah, there we go. Airship bombardment for the win. Well, that opens up them moving and then doing a Mythos card. See if my 2 friends make it in. Oh, just the zombie by himself, who's instantly killed. And let's see, will the Migo join his fate? Yes, it will. Another instant kill from the 2 automatic damage. And the Mythos card, take 2 damage when attacking a port. I think they mean when defending a port, so if the enemies attack my port, I would take 2 automatic damage. But I don't think they're ever going to reach me. I took care of all the guys that would be closer to my port than my outpost. So that should be a bit of a dead card. Alright, so I just gotta kill some things. Maybe put down some farms, because they're worth 2 victory points at the end for each one I place. First, we got an old one and 6 movement again. This is the last one on the board. It's Amigo. I gotta imagine he's gonna come in. 1, 2, there he goes. And gosh, do we even have to, like, draw for it? Hey, he's dead! Look at that, so surprised. Alright, gosh, what am I gonna do? I gotta kill these 3s, because at this rate, they're never gonna get revealed by the actual other stuff going on. So if I don't destroy them, like they could be like 8 or 10 or 15 victory points, and doubled will destroy me. All right, so it's my turn. Let's spend a gold to do an attack. And I can't bring the train if I'm going to get one of those guys. Let's do artillery, airship, and I guess armored car. It's not going to be a temple again, is it? Well, maybe it will. I'll bring the infantry just in case. Yes, that'll be 2 time, taking me past the AI. Although, wait. Hold on, I almost forgot. I'm going to get my friend Professor Gouillon. And that'll now make me pay 1 less time for each attack, which means the exact same attack I was about to do will only cost me 1 more time, taking me just past here. All right, which 3 do I want to attack? Let's go for this one so that if he's terrible, I might have a little bit more time to... Oh, okay, so this is a 4-8. These are corrupted officers that are worshipping the old ones. So the interesting thing about them is that they cannot cause sanity damage because they're just people, but they tend to blow up your airships a lot. They tend to do a lot of damage. 8 health. Yeah, this might take 1 attack here and then 1 more when they come over there. 2 automatic damage from my artillery and airship. And... okay, 1 damage from my infantry, but they deal 1. And I'm going to put it on my airship last because they can do automatic damage, although that's right, it can take 3. Okay, 1 from my artillery and 1, like I said, automatically to my airship. So he's at 4, not bad. Oh, another 1, and they didn't do anything. It's going very well. Alrighty, and they do 1 damage. Okay, my artillery can still take it. And we do 1 damage with artillery. So they're actually now where they would die if they went to the outpost, but let's keep fighting until we have to run. 1 for my infantry, and they do 1 damage. Okay, so now I'm at the spot where I will die if I stay, potentially. So let's leave it there, and they will easily die if they come attack me again. And speaking of that, they're about to get a chance to move. Oh, no. And yes, I guess it doesn't matter too much, right? But 5 that way, they'll move here. We draw a Mythos card. Move the old one closest to the port outpost 2 spaces. Thank you, bye. Alrighty, and light space. Another reveal, move 6. And this is the furthest left, level 2. Oh, it's another one of them. Okay, so 1 move, nothing. 2 moves. Okay, 2 moves. So I think they would have to go that way, yeah. Like the other guys, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to kill him. But I'm running a little low on gold. Let's rest these away. And I'm actually going to grab somebody that just came up. This guy's pretty great. Agent Davies, reveal 2 old 1 tiles of your choice and take 2 victory points. So like right at the end of the game, I can reveal the highest level tiles remaining and cut their victory points in half and then gain 2 for myself. So heck yes. But I'm not going to use him yet. Okay, so they're going to do movement and mythos. See if our friend makes it in. He does. And he finds the entire Doom Patrol waiting for him. So we got to do 4 more. Okay, 1, he did 1, 2... 3, 4. We don't really need to pay attention, but it's that easy. And the Mythos card. Whoa. What? If you have an airship, it's destroyed immediately? Flying polyp? No! Oh, that's 1 of my free damage. That's extra life. That's not good right at the end of the game. Although maybe it won't have enough time to matter. Eesh. And I have nowhere near enough gold to buy that again. 2 of my upgrades worthless now. All right. Oh, no. This one's an assassination. I'm not even going to look at it. Who cares? It's just more guys unrevealed. More guys doubled. Oh, I haven't even shown this. That's like the repairing guy and the train guy. Temple lady's still around. +1 for every sheep farm. I've not built a farm. And let's see, increase the range of your units. That would have been nice to fight that temple earlier. And take extra resources when I mine. That would have been good early game. Not much now. Okay, let's see. I think I'm actually doing pretty well. I've killed a buttload of enemies. So if I can just take out a few more of these 2s and then use my Agent Davies to reveal the 3s right at the end of the game, maybe take 1 turn to build some farms, I think I'll be pretty solid. So yeah, let's go ahead and do an attack. And I'll get the level 2 right above me, so... Oh no, I don't have an airship anymore. I don't have an airship. Okay, let's do a bit of combined arms. I'll have artillery and infantry. That'll only take me 1 time. Okay... Amigos. The artillery does hit them for 1, but it's kind of going to be all up to the infantry to finish them off. Okay, so... Airship would have done damage. Thanks, airship. How are you doing over there? Okay, infantry does damage and 1 sanity. That's good. He's only got 2 left. Infantry does damage and another sanity. I'm fine with that. We only need 1 more to kill this guy. And... Armored car, I didn't bring that. Airship takes damage. That doesn't matter anymore. Infantry, yes! We got him! And it's a lot more hectic without all my units available. Okay, and let's see. I think I have time to do 1 more attack and then maybe do a farm, I guess. Oh man, I guess I'll attack the level 3. Oh, please don't be Cthulhu. Okay, so I'll spend one of my last 2 gold to do attack again. And I'll bring the artillery and the infantry, so that would be, 1 time so far. Yeah, let's stop there. This will kind of be like a scouting attack. Okay, what are you? Okay, I mean, that's not great, but it's not Cthulhu. So artillery gives us 1 damage off the bat, and good that we have artillery there to do most of the damage, I think. Alright, here we go. Okay, just a sanity loss because our train is not there. Another sanity loss. Fabulous start, everybody. 2 damage from artillery. Yes, yes, yes. Armored car not there. Damage, though. We haven't got any of that yet, so that's okay. 1 more damage from artillery, but we take a damage and a sanity. We are running away. But, I mean, if he comes to our outpost, we should be able to handle him pretty easily, right? And speaking of, they're going to move and then draw a Mythos card. And first card does indeed put him right in there. So we get a 5th damage on him from the artillery, and I have to imagine... Oh, no airship. That'd be 1 damage. Artillery, that would get him. He wouldn't do any damage. Yep, he is done. Well, now with the revealing, I think I'm going to demolish this game. I guess they aren't done yet. Let's see. Their Mythos card. Return 1 eliminated old one to the board, face up, take victory point tokens. I'm assuming that means it comes back to life, but I still have the victory points from it. Is that right? It doesn't even say which one, so here, look, 0 victory point zombie is back. Oh, no. And we'll just put him here to summarily die if he ever decides to move. Okay, and last potential reveal effect. I hope they reveal one. And yes, and it'll move 6. Oh, I get 2 gold. Okay. Alright, what are you? A zombie. No move, no move, no move. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, so he actually makes it there. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll just keep drawing because he only has 3 life left. No damage. No airship, okay. 1 damage from armored car, 2 damage. And there we go. That'll finish him off before he can easily finish any of my guys. Oh, and of course, this guy got killed. So this would just be a Mythos card because nobody's there to move. Oh, wait, I'm past them, aren't I? Okay, so it won't really matter, though. Because what I'm going to do is finally take a farm action. I'm going to spend 3 time to end the game to place 1 of each type. It does get you gold, but that's not worth anything at the end of the game. But when I do that, I'll also reveal Agent Davies to flip 2 people, just so they don't double their victory points. Okay, Amigo and a zombie. And yeah, man, this ended up being a bit of a rout, but you'll hear about that in my thoughts on the expansions in a second. There we go. And yeah, let's calculate up the score. So 3, 4 times 2, so that becomes 6. That's 10 times 2, that's 8. So that's 18. 18? Is that really it? And I got 2, 4, 6. I got 2 more from Agent Davies, so that's 8. And then Lordy, 10, 17, 19, 22, 26, 24, 25, 26, 29, 32, 36, 39, 42, 43, 49, 50. So there we go, that was Auztralia, but let's talk about the expansions, both the wrinkles and the fun stuff. So as I get into my impressions, first of all, remember I've played the base game a whole bunch, but the expansions I only got recently, and they're in a prototype stage, so I can't say everything will stay the same as it is now. But first of all, for the map, the Tazmania map, I think that is a lot of fun. It really changes up the feel of things, and I like that it's kind of tighter and more claustrophobic for solo and 2-player play. Now the one thing I'm a little worried about for solo and co-op, and you kind of saw it in my play, is that because the enemies are so concentrated in the center, which is really cool, it means they can reach your strong points and like your defensive points, your port or outpost with the other expansion, really quickly. And that makes a turtling strategy, which you saw in action in my playthrough to great effect, maybe a little bit too strong, whereas in the old map they were so far away in the corner that it would take them forever to reach you and they'd still get their victory points unless you attack them a lot along the way. So small concern there for solo co-op, but I still think it's really fun, and I imagine the map on the back where everything is like hidden and you have to explore would be totally awesome, but unfortunately I haven't gotten the chance to try it. Now, as for the Revenge expansion, this one strikes me, just to be honest, as really more focused on the competitive play, because again, one of you can become the old one and make them a much more like active and dangerous and tricky opponent. But how does the solo and co-op materials work? How do I like having this stronger port, this outpost, these Mythos cards that do fun little effects? And this one is much more of a mixed bag for me so far. I'm hoping they work on it more, because as I mentioned earlier, I think turtling is kind of the most degenerate strategy in solo co-op, but it didn't work that great in the base game. But having these outposts that you can lay down like right in front of the enemy with a defensive bonus, and the big thing is getting to attack for free at no time cost with all of your units, I just find that a little bit unbalanced right now. And they also made your port stronger and gave you a sanity bonus, which was like one of the main things against doing a turtling strategy with your port, that if they just drew enough sanity, you would be out of the game and literally lose. So I think in two ways, the Revenge expansion when playing solo co-op has made turtling too strong of a strategy, and I don't find it a very fun strategy. I liked it better, if you saw in the playthrough, when I was having to like run across the landscape to try to reveal more guys and fight them. Like, I still did a lot of that, but I feel like this really kind of takes away from some of the tension of the solo co-op experience. Hey, this is Mike from the future, and I did email the designers about this turtling concern, and they heard me. They think it could be a problem as well, so they're trying out a few different things. The first one is possibly limiting the number of units you can fight with on your outpost. You couldn't use everybody, which I think would be perfect. So I have pretty good confidence they'll fix this one once they spend a little bit more time on it. Now, as for these Mythos cards, I like these, but I hope they work on balancing them better. Because you saw, like, some of them just taking away a personality card. I mean, who cares? Compared to the other one that, added 2 new enemies to the board, or 3 new enemies, or, like, spawn people on temples. And you might think that's the same as the base AI cards, in that some of them do something and some of them don't. But remember, these are revealing enemies for you, which means that they don't get the double victory points. So these cards tend to help you. So when you get something that assassinates cards, or, is a kangaroo, or is it and does nothing, that's actually in a way bad for you in solo co-op, because the enemies aren't getting revealed to cut their victory points in half. Whereas these are just straight up either really bad, or kind of meh and nothing. So I'd really rather them be a little bit more balanced, a little bit less swingy, in solo co-op, because these are only used for solo co-op. Like, they have a different deck of cards that use for the competitive play, whereas, these had to be balanced for both types of play. So, yeah, I hope they work on these a little bit more. So overall, I think Auztralia is great. Definitely check out my review. I'm very positive on this one. But for the expansions on the Kickstarter, Tazmanian map I can fully recommend, and I really want to play the other side and see what that's like. But I think there is more work to be done on the Revenge expansion, my personal opinion. For solo co-op, for competitive, I'm sure it's awesome. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Click the link that just showed up for my review, and good gaming. I'll see you at the next stop.